one thing about mimosas is beautiful. They're blooming in March. Hello wonderful people, today I'm going to fix the ridge tiles on the roof over there. So let's mix some mortar. It's another beautiful spring day. Luckily I found some ridge tiles. Yeah, so I can just use them. Here we go, these two I have to exchange on the ends. Okay, so to get up there, I'm going to put some boards here so that the weight spreads. I wanted to say first time mixing concrete in half a year, but it's not true. I did mix some mortar for the ridge tiles on the tiny hut. Okay, the blocks are off the roof. That's looking really good now. Okay, let's climb down. There are bees here. I'm scared. Maybe I should do it from the top because there are bees swarming around me from the bottom. Okay, now I have to put some mortar on the new ridge tile. And there's a guard bee swarming around me. Tile is on. Now the little end piece. Yeah, I'm done. Now I need to get down. It's on and I didn't get stung by a bee. So the rest of the mortar I'm gonna put into here, into these holes. So I got in the mood for fixing up this wall. I'm just gonna finish all those little bits that need rendering. Okay, let's go. Actually, I wanted to do something else today, but I didn't really feel motivated to do it. So I like rendering and fixing up holes. So this wall of the facade has bothered me for a long time. So I'm just patching it up now. And I can't wait to see it when it's painted, but step by step. morning. So I'm gonna finish the wall now. It's so interesting because I'm sleeping right behind this wall, so it's a very good feeling to do this. And I'm gonna mix some mortar now. It's just this little corner that's left. On this side here, the render is kind of okay. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Once it's dried, I can paint it. Oh, it's gonna make such a big difference. So before I can do anything else, I have to stop the wild boars coming into my land. And luckily, I have two sides that are already protected against the wild boars. I have the wall to the river, and behind the houses, there's this super steep rock wall to the road. So on these two sides, I'm fine. I want to make a fence all around there on that side until the water pump house, and then I'm gonna close off this little gap here, and then I'm gonna have to close this part and a tiny path on top there. So I'm gonna start with that now. And I got some inspiration to build fences from my neighbor who is doing beautiful eucalyptus fences, and I would much prefer that to an electric fence, which would also be a very efficient option. So I'm gonna do something funny now. I'm gonna go into the forest and hunt for some eucalyptus, and I think I'm gonna take my e-bike. So let's get the chainsaw and a rope and let's go. Okay, now the battery. That way I don't have to carry the chainsaw up the track. So here we are a little up the track. Here are quite a few small eucalyptus. Look at this one, it's absolutely perfect. Nice, long and thin. It is so handy to have a forest land when you want to do a project like this. Now there's this one over there, which is also really nice. I'm gonna cut that one up. Nice, that's a start. Oh my, I'm gonna need so many. So I've cut quite a few now, and now I'm gonna try to tie them together and pull them with the bike. That is so fun that works. Ah, it works! Good job, little tractor. All right, let's go back to the house. Woo! You don't have to be strong, you just have to be smart. This was so much fun. So this is the part where I'm gonna start to build the fence. Before I do that, I'm gonna have to take care of the olive tree that has been a bit destroyed. Aw, look at these two. Spring is here. My mom is coming over and we're gonna rake one of the terraces. I'm gonna start with this terrace here. Hello! We're gonna try to make this terrace more straight and take the rocks out.
So reinstoßen noch. Und dann, wenn es ein bisschen regnet, bleiben die da.
Now the boars can still come in, so let's hope that they don't come tonight. But it definitely, yeah, looks amazing. Now the grass can come back. Morning. I'm gonna continue on the fence today, or start with the fence. But before I can start, I'm gonna clear in the back of the gate, because after I've built the fence, it's not gonna be so easy to get there. Let's get my hair out of the way. Sunscreen is on. Let's go. In order for the gate posts to last longer, I'm gonna soak them in oil before putting them into the ground. All right, let's go. It's very overgrown behind the gate. Wow, Sherry is the best. He's always going for a morning walk and he collected and brought me 3 super long trees here. This is so amazing. Look at them. So first I'm gonna make a few more posts and stick them into the oil. Nice. So here we are in the grill area, and of course there's some eucalyptus here. Yay! Nice, like from a beaver. Yeah, 4 posts. I'm gonna sharpen the chainsaw now. Everything takes longer than you think. That was spring cleaning for my chainsaw. Like new now. Now let's start the project. I found these old pipes on the land that I don't want anymore, so I'm just gonna bring them outside.
It's a new day for a high. It's another day to try to get by. And ooh, yeah, I'm feeling now every second, every hour.
So it's getting a bit hot, so I'm gonna try to take these big ones behind the gate out and drag them up, and then I'm gonna have a break. Alright, time for a break. Look what I produced. Some firewood over there and a pile and some nice more fence sticks. Wow, I created all of that chaos. That big mimosa, I really like it. That one is gonna stay. But these ones on the right are leaning quite a lot. Let's see what I can do after my break. I feel refreshed again.
It's a new day for good times. I just turn the page, let it write what it likes. And ooh, yeah, I'm feeling now. Every atom in my body feels okay. Yeah. It's a new day for good
So funny, I was actually so close to the hedge here that I just threw these trees over the hedge. Hi. Hey, I also have a present for you if you want it. Look, I've cleared this.
Oh wow.
Sherry came to help me pull out that big tree. Oh, there were so many little ones. I got it.
Really? I can't reach because you're taller than me.
I am taller. One. Yeah. So I had to take out so many small ones in order to be able to walk here and to cut the ones at the back of the hedge. I want the entrance to be light and not an overgrown place, so I think I've achieved that. I'm just gonna carry in my treasures. Good morning. Ay, what have I done? We can't even pass through the gate anymore. It's a rainy day today, but as long as it's not raining, I really don't mind, as it was super hot in the sun yesterday. I'm gonna finish cleaning up this mess there and start to build a fence now. Now that I'm here, I want to take these last ones out because there are oaks growing there in the bottom. Yes! Woo! That was hard work. Woo! Wow, it does look better. Maybe you don't see it so much because there are still brambles. It's not such a big problem that there is a bramble hedge there. Unfortunately, this olive tree has been severely damaged by the storm, so I'm gonna clean that up now. Hope it's gonna be fine. And now I'm gonna prune this oak tree. I'm just gonna leave the strongest one. Now it's time for final cleanup to put everything into burn piles. So there's some firewood. Those are my burn piles. This turned into a massive job. Aww, I just sprinkled in mimosa flowers. Good morning. I'm going to the local builder's merchant to get a few bits and pieces that I need to connect the cabin back up to the water. And the first stop is garbage. So the cabin water was disconnected because of frost risk, and I want to connect it back up now. I'm gonna put in 2 more taps because that way I can shut the shower off separately, which is handy because once had the boiler frozen, so there was a leak in the system then. And also put another tap at the top to be able to let some air into that branch of the water system, because I can't let out the water in the bottom if no air comes in at the top. So here I am at the cabin. It survived the winter well. I installed this cool water filter here, so I'm gonna reinstall it. And now I have to put them on. They are quite heavy. Yeah! That was really easy actually. Now let's put the tap in by the shower. Wow, the creek is so loud. So here's the outdoor shower, and down here I'm gonna put a tap in. It's taking forever. All right, this is done. And this goes here to the garden in front of the cabin. Okay, here we are at the derelict pump house, which is just holding. And here I'm gonna put in this piece, which will allow me to let the air in. Again, with a beautiful view. So here's the main line to the houses, and this is the line to the cabin that we took off for the winter. Okay, so I put that in. Plumbing is always a little scary, I feel. So, shall we do it? It's looking good. Let's check at the bottom. How is the water filter looking? It's looking good. Let's check the shower tap. Yeah, all looks good here. So, that means I have water down here again, and I can water my garden. That still looks like a graveyard. Good morning. I'm now also gonna exchange the water filter here. Okay. Yeah, it's on. Cool. Yay! Plumber Maya succeeded. I'm gonna check later for leaks again, but I did put a lot more tape there, so I hope it's gonna be fine. Oh, glorious morning here. Hi there. My gate lock is broken, so I brought it to the locksmith, and there's a little rust in here, so I'm gonna protect it against the rust. First I'm gonna clean it with brake cleaner. And now I have this amazing rust protect spray that I'm gonna put on here. Those are all the tiny bits, and I'm gonna let them sit now for 24 hours. So the locksmith repaired the lock right away, and I rust protected it now. So let's put it back in. So this is how it is sometimes. I couldn't even get started with the fences, but have a wonderful week. Perfect.